Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a great day. Rabbi Abe here from rabbiabe.com. I've had some requests to go over the tree of life, that is the 10 Sefirot. So I'm going to do it in a very elementary way before we get into deeper details in upcoming videos. So let's go into it briefly. Now, what most people call the tree of life, and I see so many things online and there are so many books with, let's call it different understandings, a lot of misunderstandings, at least according to the ancient texts of the Kabbalah. The explanation that I'm going to give you comes from the Kabbalists dating back to Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai and Rabbi Isaac Luria, who was the greatest Kabbalist of the 15th century. Rabbi Shimon, of course, was the author of the Zohar. And in the study of the 10 luminous emanations, which is compiled by Rav Ashlag, he explains the tree of life. In fact, that's the text that it's called from Rabbi Isaac Luria, the tree of life, Eitz HaChaim in Hebrew. And it's a very deep study, but I'm going to go over the very basic understanding. And in this way, I hope that at some point in the future, you'll be able to use this. And, you could meditate on anything. I see people asking questions like, how can I get to the top of the tree of life? And it doesn't exactly work that way. So let's just go into it in a very basic way to have an understanding of what this tree of life is and how it's possible to use it, if it's possible, all right? So first off, let me start by saying that everything goes through 10 stages. Everything. You could call them 10 dimensions. You could call them 10 levels of consciousness. But everything in life goes through 10 stages. And I'll explain what I mean. Everything begins with a desire, okay? We don't move without a desire, whether it's a conscious desire or an unconscious desire. But we initiate life with a desire. And from there we go on. That desire takes form. We may begin to think about it, and then we may take some action, and eventually you hopefully come out with what you desired. So if you decide that you're hungry, the desire comes to you to eat food, well, now you have a decision to make. What are you going to eat? Are you hungry enough to make the effort? And if yes, you're going to make the effort. You're going to go to a restaurant, you're going to go to the kitchen and make some scrambled eggs, which is probably what I'm going to have this morning. So that process, from the beginning of the desire that I had to eat till sitting down and eating my scrambled eggs, went through 10 levels, 10 stages of desire, okay? So keep that in mind while I go into this idea of the tree of life, which is really the 10 Sefirot, 10 Sefirot. 10 Sefirot, Sefirot is a Hebrew word which is an emanation. Basically, it means an emanation of light, of some sort of light. We'll explain what that means. So everything begins, you can see in the background over here. I'm a novice still with the technology over here, so you'll, cut me some slack. By the way, if anyone is a video editor and knows how to do these things, please contact me. Please contact me at ahardoon@gmail.com. So everything goes through these 10 stages. Level 1, in order, actually. Level 1, 2, 3, and so on, until 10. Now, I have the names here. If you're able to see it, I hope you are. Keter, which is 1. 2 is Chokhmah, Bina. Then, Hesed, Gevura, Tiferet, Netzach, Hod, Yesod, and Malchut. Okay, very nice. These are the names of these 10 levels, which on its own doesn't mean a lot. I'll translate it, if you will, if you wish. Keter means crown. Chokhmah means wisdom. Bina means understanding. Chesed is mercy. Some people call it loving kindness or sharing, compassion, but we'll call it mercy. Gevurah, judgment. Tiferet, beauty. Number 7, Netzach, which is, we translate as victory, victory. Number 8, Hod, glory. Yesod, number 9, is foundation, foundation. And number 10, which is called Malchut, Malchut is kingdom, kingdom. Okay, very nice. Now, there are many correlations here. And again, I want to try to keep it as basic as possible. But I think we all can understand that there's energy in this universe, and there is a seed or an origin of this energy of the universe. And we don't really understand the origin or the essence of this energy, and we never will, as long as we're in a physical body. That's the rule. We call that the essence of the Creator. And the essence of the Creator we can never understand. But what we can understand, according to the Kabbalists, is the emanation of light that emanates from the essence of the Creator. And so Keter is sort of in between, and which is why we can't exactly explain Keter, but Keter is part light and part not. Because if you can imagine an in-between, something in between. Let me just give you a little analogy to this. What does it mean in between? Well, if you flip a coin and now it's underneath your hand, and what are the choices? Heads or tails? But what is it right now? Well, it's heads or tails. Yeah, but what is it right now? Well, the answer is, I don't know what it is. It's one or the other. But at this moment, it's in a stage of, I don't want to say dormancy, but it's in a place where it's unknown. The Kabbalists give the analogy of a king who's a king of a city, a specific city, and he goes to another city where they don't know he's a king, and he's not wearing his crown. So the question is, and nobody knows he's a king. The question is he a king or isn't he? Well, we know that he is, but if people don't know him, is he a king? It's a little bit like saying if the tree falls in the forest, does it make a sound? Okay, well, this is the idea of Keter. I mean, it is and it isn't at the same time, somehow. Keter. But the beginning of revelation of spiritual light, and again, spiritual light has a lot of definition and understanding, not for this video. Again, my goal in this video is just to give really a brief understanding of the 10 dimensions, or the 10 Sefirot, which are basically the 10 dimensions of this universe, as well as the 10 stages that we go through in anything. Because, again, these are the 10 stages, in essence, of creation. But just understand, everything goes through creation. We are creators, in a sense, and we have the power to create. So we also go through these 10 stages in any creation. Now remember, I said creation begins with a desire. So, okay. So stage 1 is everything and nothing at the same time. Okay, we'll leave it at that. We don't have really comprehension. Stage 2 of Chokhmah is already light. In fact, I'm not going to go to each specific level of what that means, but let's call it the first three stages. The first three stages are light. So I'm not going to go into the details of each stage of Chokhmah and Bina. There are of course differences. But from our perspective right now for this video, they are light, spiritual light. What is spiritual light? It's the absolute force of all beneficence and fulfillment. That's what it is. It is the force of this universe, which is only one thing, and it is a sharing, again, absolute sharing force. There's no consciousness of receiving in that force. There's no receiving. It's the force. So anything that we enjoy in life, any fulfillment that we can achieve from anything, from a relationship, from a good steak, from this video, I hope, from anything that can fulfill us, anything that we feel good about, anything, a positive emotion, any physical thing, your car, you love it, whatever it is, every positive emotion, love, happiness, everything. We have one word for all those things. That is the force of light that emanates from the Creator, the energy of this universe. Now, we all know that that force is not constant, right? No two people feel the same amount of love. Two people who get a hole-in-one in a golf game don't necessarily feel the same. They're different levels, aren't there? Different levels of fulfillment. We all feel different levels of fulfillment or different levels of lack. That's how things work, apparently. So, okay, be that as it may, there are different stages. Now, what is it if it's not light? In other words, these first three stages, again, for the purpose of this video, are pure light. Pure light. It's not exactly, but for the purpose of this video, pure light. As we go down stage by stage, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, we have less and less and less feeling of pure light. Now remember, light is a spiritual thing. It's non-physical, okay? Non-physical. So if it's not light, then what is it? What is it? What is this substance in a spiritual level? On a spiritual level, not discussing anything physical. On a spiritual level, it is the opposite of light. Well, what is the opposite of light? Well, the opposite of light is desire. Desire. The rule is desire, which does not exist in light, conceals light. Okay? We got that? Desire conceals light. So the negative, and I don't mean negative in a sense of bad. Negative force simply means receiving, like the minus in electricity or in a light bulb. There's a minus, there's a plus. So plus would be the force of sharing. Minus, negative, is the force of receiving. And minus conceals plus. Okay? Minus conceals plus. So we have a situation as we go down in the sephirot, down the tree, until we get to the final stage. I'll cut to the chase. In the stage of Malchut, number 10, where it is a total concealment because it is all desire. Okay? It's all desire, no light. Now, just to be technical, it doesn't mean that there's no light there, but it's a total concealment, if you hear what I'm saying. A total concealment of light. That means it has the potential to be revealed, but it's concealed in that place. And that means when we're in a stage of total desire, one could say that total desire completely covers your fulfillment. Because you have to let go of your desire in order to feel any type of fulfillment. When you let go of your desire, what are you doing? You're in a sharing consciousness. You're in a more giving place. Now, I don't want to make this video too long, but let me give you at least something useful to do over here. Of course, right? We can talk for the next 5,000 hours, okay? But we don't have that time right now. Next video. So the rule is, the more we come away from this number 10, away from Malchut. What's Malchut? Total desire. So that may look like a selfish person, a selfish consciousness, me agenda. When I do things, I have only myself in mind, okay? There will be no lasting fulfillment as a result of that. Why? Because I have concealed the force of fulfillment itself with what? With desire. So the more I'm able to let go of that desire, which means basically simply sharing with another person, the more you feel not to share, which means the more in the Malchut you are right now, you're upset, you're angry, you don't know what to do with yourself. But you know what? Force yourself, kick yourself in the behind, go outside, take a walk, breathe the air, and everybody you see, say hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, how are you? Do that, share a little bit, and I guarantee you, you have elevated, you will elevate. Now, how do we know that? Because you begin to feel light, you begin to feel more energy. How much? Depends to what degree you let go of desire. Why? Because when you let go of desire, all of a sudden what happens? That light which is innate in the universe, you feel it. You begin to feel it. And the more we're able to let go of that selfish desire in that moment, the more we elevate. Now, of course, as I said, there's way more. But at least there's a basic understanding over here of the 10 Sefirot and how they function. Okay? Because imagine for a moment that we are able to get to, is it possible, stage 6, 5, 4? What does that even look like? Are we able to touch even stage 1, the Keter? Well, we have to understand the mechanism of these sephirot. Remember, Keter, or let's stick with Chokhmah for now, that's like pure light. What does that even look like? We'll talk next time. Give the video a thumbs up if you like it, and subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. Hit the bell icon, and I'll see you very soon on the next video, guys. Thank you for watching, and all the best.